So today I'd like to continue with what we did yesterday on Alba Weinman's YouTube channel, which was about Jesus and the fifth dimension. So I thought it was good if I read a little bit from the discourse, just to remind you a little bit about how amazing you are. And this particular chapter is called Lightworkers Unite, which is actually on her YouTube channel as well, if you want to watch it. And I'm reading from the bottom of page 332. Okay, here goes. So Alba says, look, I want to get back to the plan, because as you're going into that meeting, you say everything is getting prepared. Who came up with this plan? And I said, well, the commander-in-chief and the council of archangels. She said, well, so what's happening that they needed to do this? Is there anybody else? Yes, also the disciples. They're there. The disciples are the fractals of the archangels and the Son of God, for it is time for his return. And yet, humans will deem this to be in a physical presence, yet he is sending his light from deep within the galaxy to humanity. We said this is a light, it's an energy that humans have never experienced before. All will receive it equally, and so it'll be a great leveler. For when this energy hits the planet, this earth plane, all will have eyes that can see. The scales will fall away, and the light will intermingle with the energetic beings. They will radiate Christ-like light. There will be many changes. For when one sees differently, one cannot but change. You had a human that said, if you keep looking at things the same way, things will never change. Change the way you look at something, and then you will have change. Alba, we want to now look at matter and the field. When we speak about the field, we speak about the energy that is there for you all. It is a field of energy. The photons and the photonic structures and the light, the frequency, the vibration and the color. Humans often have a feeling of lack when they really want to have a feeling of abundance. And they say, give it to me, and then I will believe. I will believe in you. Give it to me, and then I will trust you, my guide. But I need it. I need this new car. I need to know where I'm going to live. I need to know who I'm going to marry. This is what I'm asking for. Give it to me. And then there will be trust. And we always flip it, because it's an emotion. We say, feel it. For you are the creators. You were created in order to create. So, what is it that you are creating? What is it that you are feeling? What is it that you wish to create? Because it is not the matter that makes the field. It is the field that creates the matter. So what is it that matters to you? To the listeners that are listening to this transmission, what really matters that you need to create and make it into matter? Be careful what it is that you wish for we in the field distribute evenly. You had a human in your recent question answers on your platform stating not all are equal. She said, yes, says Alba, that's right. There are many humans that still do not understand the energy, the form, the contracts, the wishes, the desires, the expansion, and the contraction. All are equal. All are given free will to choose their environments, their earthly adventures, and all the other adventures. So, if one chooses a particular lifestyle without an arm, poverty-stricken, and yet another is a professor living in what you term an exquisite abode, and then the third person looks at them and says, well, there's a professor in his exquisite abode, and here is this poor beggar in India with an arm missing and in dire poverty. It is impossible to see them as an equal. We don't see them as an equal. And yet perhaps in a parallel life, the beggar is the professor and the professor is the beggar. So there's much for humanity to learn, but the great leveler will change people's perceptions. Much will rise to the surface. There will be the largest discourse in living history, meaning conversations. Many voices will be heard. There will be what is termed a babbling in the streets. It is time for people to remember their voice boxes. And that's exactly what Jesus said yesterday in the channeling. He said, it is time to speak out. It is time for freedom. It is time to use your voices. It is time for the portals of light to express what resides within. So they told me in a channeling that your portal of light is your mouth. All the words that come out of your mouth is light language. So when other people say they speak light language, we all do. English has been transferred and, how can you call it, transmuted into the words that we understand, but it's still just sound and vibration. We get it, all these beautiful messages telepathically from our guides, from our intuition, and then we express what we are feeling out of this portal, which should be light. They said it is now a time for feeling, for creating, for energizing, for upliftment, and rising above the situations that they have created, that they have chosen to experience in order for expansion to take place. For they are the cell, the tiny little organism in all that is, made in the image of God. And so, if they are that pulse of light that comes from source, some will be a short pulse, others will be a longer pulse, meaning life, the amount of life you have in this current adventure. And yet where will they go? Once this life is over, they will go back to the all that is. All the different landing platforms, all the different way stations, all the different experiences, different light, different vibration, different energetic forms, different formats. There is much to look forward to. Please, this is a time to know yourself. Therefore we say, why clutter yourself with the nonsensical? When this energy comes, this light arrives, will you be ready to meet it? Or will you still be too full of clutter or worrying about everybody else? You haven't got the right things, you're not living in the right area, you aren't in the right relationship, all the not enoughs, everything about everybody else, instead of just owning yourself. will you be carrying that baggage? When the light arrives, will you be ready to meet it? So she says, I have a question about that, because sometimes I'm feeling you're talking about one way will happen, and then I hear another way. With this great leveler, are we going to stay here on earth to experience this and rejoice? Or will we just be beamed up to the platforms and the way stations to rejoice there? Didn't we not say that the light workers will be lifted in a nanosecond? Yes, so we're talking about light workers. Okay. Did we not say that all that are listening to this transmission are the light army? And if they are not listening to this transmission, well, then they're listening to other transmissions. For all who are part of the plan will be receiving their guidance from the great halls of justice, part of the plan. They will be instructed through their interstellar lineage, their star-seeded lineage, their galaxies, their planets. Their brothers and their sisters are assisting them at this time. Many souls who have their light bodies in this 3D form before they return are killed in what you term car accidents, murdered, cancer, drownings, horse accidents, many different ways to evacuate this 3D body. And those who were not ready to evacuate, for they had work to do, like this one, when I had my near-death experience, will be brought back. And when we brought her back, she was able to rise out of the 3D overcoat and see herself lying in that bed. And so it is, you can all rise above and then return to the 3D through your Merkaba, your vehicle of light, through your alignment with all that is. And there are many who fear death. So we hope that this transmission will settle many. So that's what I wanted to say today, is that changes are coming. Big changes are coming. Exciting changes. But they said with new things that happen, giving birth to change can often be painful. But you are the light workers. You are here to help and assist others. And that's why it's important at this time to know who you are. Be light, be firm, be strong. Speak your truth. Just be. And as Jesus said yesterday, what are you being? He said, be it. Be the light. Stop pretending. Start holding your light. Start shining your light. Okay, I'm just a cheerleader. So until next time, I hope the upcoming weekend gives you a fabulous break and that once again you do something special for yourself just to make yourself feel fabulous and uplifted. And let me end this recording. That's all I've got to say. Lots of love. Cheers.